So how do you get your patients back? That's the ultimate questions we all have as we start to open up our practice to regular hours. I'm Laurence Tham from laurencetam.com. One of the biggest challenges you are facing right now is obviously the thoughts around how do I get my patients back into the practice? And obviously that's a huge concern as we start to move towards the elements of making sure that we're getting the right patients back and also getting your practice back to somewhat of normality or to the new normal of building a profit practice. The challenge, of course, that when you're dealing with this is that you are dealt with these uncertainties because it's uncertain times. You're dealing with the questions of whether the patients, what they're thinking about, whether they feel safe enough for you to come in. The third thing is you're thinking about whether the team is ready for patients to come back. Are your systems and procedures ready to go to making sure that you can provide the service that you once provide? And how do you logistically move around and making sure the practice is still flowing to the way it used to be? And so oftentimes what ends up happening is that we get stuck. And so what we want to think about is I want you to kind of think about this type of framework to help you really think about what are some of the mindset stuff that you need to kind of have in place, and then you can actually action the procedures and systems to make sure it executes. There's plenty of ways to get patients back, but I think what you need to do is make sure you action based on this suggestion I have for you when it comes to, the mindset around trust. Because it really does come down to trust. And I think it comes down to two types of trust, right? One is the trust in yourself, right? And your team. And also there's the trust, the patients that they have of you, because really there's two types of trust there, right? So let's talk about the first trust, I think, which is the most important element. The first trust is obviously is that they have to trust in, you have to trust within yourself that you have all the skills and abilities to be able to deliver, and you are important to your patients. That has to be there, right? You have to know that you are an important person in their lives, because if you don't believe that in yourself, they're not going to believe it. So let's learn to make sure we trust in ourselves that you are important and play a vital role to their health and to their well-being. And because they've been in isolation for all these weeks, they're going to be in trouble. I mean, let's think about all the new problems that they have had to come up to. Like, they have been stuck at home. They have lack of exercises. They have been stuck in home offices. They're going to be more people coming to you than you would imagine. So you got to think of all these new ailments that they may be going through, and their stress, their obviously there might be unemployment, there might be stress of finance. All those things are going to cause havoc in their nervous system, and you need to know that these hands of yours, your skill set in your mind, and your heart to serve is going to make a massive impact. That's number one. You also have to trust in yourself, right? The second thing is that you have to trust that you have the skills already to be able to deliver on that, right? We don't need to talk about that, but you have to trust in yourself. And the last thing is that I think you need to be able to know that you're ready to serve, right? You're ready to serve your clients and to make sure that they are going to get the best what they need from you. What I mean by that, though, is that please make sure you tell, not ask, when it comes to recommendation. These people haven't been adjusted for a couple of weeks, and I would rather you make sure you tell them what the appropriate adjustments schedules are going to be, not just go back to what the normal adjustment schedule was. If you've been seeing someone for once a month and you see them and they're a wreck because their nervous system's been fried, the last thing you should be doing is serve them by just going, let's go back to once a month, if you honestly in your heart of hearts believe that they need to see you on Friday. Because it's really important that they get the best care from you, and you need to trust, right? Not to ask for their permission, but you are the doctor to be able to tell them what your recommendations are. Now, it's their choice to follow through with that recommendation, but it's still your call to make sure that they follow through. So please remember that when it comes to that type of moment, right? So you got to make sure that has to be there. Tell, not ask. So that's the key element. Let's talk about the patients. Well, the patients also have expectations of you. And I think what the expectations that the patients have that we need to consider is that you are providing a safe environment for them, right? You're providing a safe environment with the right protective equipment, the procedures and the protocols are there so they feel safe for them to come in. That's going to be important. The second is that you're going to serve their needs of what they need right now. They have to trust that you have the ability to be able to help them. Like, if they don't believe in you, if you haven't established that trust before this, they're not coming back. But if you have done a great job in servicing them and educating them, and through this whole entire process, I mean, giving back, as I mentioning in the previous videos, to constantly educating them, contacting them, making phone calls, virtual consults, and giving videos and providing that front in mind. If you've been doing that for the last 4 to 6 weeks and beyond that, then they're going to feel that trust and bond that you are the best person to service their needs. And lastly and thirdly is that they're going to trust that you're going to steer them in the right direction, steer them that you're going to give them the right recommendation that they need right now. So my ask of you, right, here is really, really important, is that my ask of you is making sure that you provide the best care possible and the best recommendation possible, because they need to not overthink about what they're going to think of you. If you trust in yourself, if you trust in what they need from you, and you honor that trust, I guarantee you that your patients will respect you and will respect you more because of the trust that they have in you, and you will build greater trust, and that's when you will get more referrals, and that's how you build a referral-based practice, that's how you build a profitable practice, and that's what leads to freedom. So I hope this has been helpful to you. If that has been, please let me know, give me a comment below this video, and give me some thought, and share this with other colleagues. That's because let's raise the chiropractic profession and let's get back to normality. And by the way, if you want to have, when we're doing some webinars and free information in the Chiro Think Tank. So make sure you go check out the Facebook group Chiro Think Tank by Laurence Tam. And otherwise, if you want to contact with me and consult with me at any time, we're going through a massive rapid change. We're helping a lot of clients right now to build a profitable practice. Go to laurencetam.com and we'll see you there. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching this video. If you haven't already done so, that subscribe button, you should press it. And because I want to share videos with you just like this one to help you grow your practice.